in the late 1800s, during America's industrial boom. You've heard of the Vanderbilts, Rockefellers, Carnegies, families whose wealth didn't last because of luck, but because of discipline. Their children were trained under one financial lesson before they could even spell the word wealth. A lesson that wasn't written in books, wasn't taught in schools, and wasn't shared outside their circle. While the rest of the world taught their kids, save your money, these families taught their kids, make your money build more money. Not emotionally, not impulsively, not for status, but mathematically. This is the money rule. Money must flow through assets, not desires. A rule that sounds simple until you realize how deeply society conditions you to break it. Let's go deeper. Imagine two 12-year-olds. One grows up in a normal household. They're told, don't waste money. Save for what you want. They grow up believing money is something you trade for things that make you feel good. So they spend their 20s and 30s upgrading their lifestyle as income rises. Now imagine a 12-year-old from a rich family. Their parents sit them down at the dinner table and explain, this dollar isn't for spending. It's a seed, and seeds don't get eaten. They get planted. So instead of thinking, what can I buy? They learn to ask, where can this grow? One mindset builds lifestyle. The other builds empires. And history keeps proving it. Take the Rothschild family. Regardless of the myths, what makes them extraordinary is a simple generational rule. Every piece of money must produce a return, or it shouldn't exist. No emotional purchases. No impulse spending. No, I deserve this. Only one goal, expansion of assets. Now this is where the story gets interesting. Around the 1950s, something changed. Governments and corporations realized something dangerous. If the average person follows the same rule that wealthy families follow, the wealth gap disappears. So what happened? A different rule was taught to the masses, through advertising, through culture, through credit. The new rule was work, earn, spend, repeat until retirement. The rich still played the old game, but everyone else was handed a new one. And that is how the greatest financial divide in history was engineered without a single law being passed. Now let's bring this to you, right now. If you were never taught what rich families teach their kids, it's not your fault. You were raised in a system designed to reward spending, not growing. But here's the twist. Once you understand the rule, you can flip your entire financial life. Let me show you the modern blueprint that rich families quietly follow. Step 1. Separate you from your money. You are not your bank balance. Your feelings should not dictate your financial moves. Your money is a tool for assets, or it's wasted. Step 2. Make the first 20 to 30% of your income legally unavailable for emotional spending. Rich families call this asset allocation. It goes automatically into investments before lifestyle decisions even happen. Step 3. Train your brain to think in returns, not prices. A wealthy parent might ask their child, do you want the $200 shoes or the $200 that becomes $2,000 in 5 years? That simple question rewires the brain. Step 4. Start small. The first asset doesn't matter. Stocks, ETFs, skills, a tiny business, a camera, a laptop, a craft. What matters is planting the seed. Because once you plant one, you will plant more. And here's the real secret. Most wealthy families don't become rich from one big investment. They become rich because of 10,000 tiny decisions made by people who were trained early. You weren't trained early, but you're getting trained now. Middle-class families spend to look successful, and rich families spend to multiply their power. And how you can start shifting categories today without earning more money. Most people think wealth is about income, but income only decides how fast you walk. Your psychology decides where you end up. And this is where the real divide begins. Poor families grow up hearing, we can't afford that. Money is fear, scarcity, survival. So when they finally earn some, they spend to feel alive again, to escape, even for a moment. Middle-class families grow up hearing, save your money and buy nice things when you can, so they spend to look successful. A newer phone, better clothes, a bigger apartment, not because they need it, but because it proves they're doing well. Rich families grow up hearing something entirely different. Money is a soldier. Deploy it. It's not fear. It's not validation. It's strategy. Every dollar is treated like a tiny worker sent to bring back more dollars. If a dollar doesn't return with friends, it has failed its mission. That single idea is why rich families buy businesses before cars, assets before luxuries, and freedom before lifestyle. This mindset didn't start today. It comes from centuries of deep financial training. Back in the Renaissance era, wealthy merchant families like the Medicis taught their children the same principle. Gold that does not grow is dead gold, a rule that built banks, funded kings, and shaped entire economies. But here's the truth almost nobody accepts. The gap between you and a wealthy family is not intelligence. It's not luck. It's not even opportunity. It's training. You were trained to be a consumer. They were trained to be builders. And now we're going to borrow their playbook. Let's break down the blueprint wealthy families use today, the part they don't talk about on camera, and the part most financial advisors never teach. First, they separate family expenses from family assets. They treat their household like a mini company. Every year, they decide how much money the family business must generate and how much must stay untouched to grow the empire. Their lifestyle is built around the assets, not the other way around. Second, they automate growth. Money is moved to investment accounts, trusts, business funds, before anyone in the house even touches it. There is no temptation. There is no maybe next month. The system handles itself. Third, they teach their kids to see opportunities everywhere. A lemonade stand isn't about lemonade. It's about learning margins, demand, and simple scaling. A small online store isn't about income. It's about understanding digital markets. A camera isn't a gadget. It's a tool for content, clients, and leverage. Meanwhile, most adults today still treat money emotionally. I've worked hard. I deserve this. Or, I'll start investing when I earn more. That's the trap. The wealthy start investing before they earn more. That's why they end up with more. And here's the twist you didn't see coming. Most rich families don't invest for themselves. They invest for a future version of the family they will never meet. Their children grow the assets. Their grandchildren scale them. Their great-grandchildren inherit a system, not just wealth. Meanwhile, most families start from zero every generation because nothing was taught, nothing was built, and nothing was passed down except fear and survival. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. Here's the modern blueprint anyone can start today, even with low income. First, freeze your lifestyle for 12 months. No upgrades. No emotional purchases. Let your income grow while your expenses stay the same. The difference becomes your seed capital. Second, redirect 20% of every single dollar you get into assets, automatically, even if it's small. Especially if it's small. Third, build one income engine. Just one. A skill that earns on the side, a micro business, a service, digital product, content channel, anything. Wealthy families build income streams the way others buy shoes, regularly and without hesitation. Fourth, every time you make more money, don't upgrade your lifestyle. Upgrade your assets. Let your lifestyle rise last, not first. Fifth, start teaching your future self the same rule rich families teach their kids. Money must build more money. You don't need to inherit $1 million to think like a millionaire. You need to inherit a mindset, and you can choose that today. And here's the thing most people never hear. The world doesn't reward people who work the hardest. It rewards the people who understand how money flows and position themselves in its path. The wealthy aren't playing the same game you see on the surface. They aren't chasing luxury, they're controlling systems. They aren't saving for retirement, they're building machines that outlive them. And they aren't teaching their kids to work harder, they're teaching them the rule that keeps money multiplying long after the work stops. Most people start life as consumers. You can end life as a builder. All it takes is one rule, one shift, one decision. You've already taken the first step. Now take control of the next one. If this opened your eyes, make sure you're subscribed. Because here on AssetNova, we don't just talk about money. We uncover the systems behind it. The next video might be the one that changes your entire financial life.